I'm Errol Fritz, the singer and guitarist of New Skeletal Faces.
Brilliant.
And I'm Don Void, the drummer slash second or third guitarist on occasion and all that.
Wonderful. Great to have you guys. You guys just released Until the Night. Can you tell us how it differs or how it is in any way similar to Celestial Disease?
Um, to me, it's different. Um, I mean, the songs are a lot more catchy on this album. Um, so that's how it's different. It's just fucking catchier to me. So, like, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like
I know the way I've kind of seen it, Celestial Disease kind of did a good job laying down the groundwork of what New Skeletal Faces is. But what I like about Until the Night is that it branches and pushes in every direction. There's stuff on Until the Night that's more punk and stuff that's heavier than any songs. Like Pagan War is probably our heaviest song. And then also though you've got like things that I think are more even like death rock gothic than anything on Celestial Disease, like Enchantment of My Inner Coldness being one.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely hear that too on your latest release. And this album is the first one you've done on the Peaceville label. What does that mean to you guys as a band?
I mean, this is the first time I've ever been on like a label of this size, so it's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's been huge. When we first started shopping the record, because we actually wrote and recorded Until the Night uh, over a year ago, and we shopped the record to every label imaginable. And Peaceville were always at, the top of our lists. So when we found out that they were interested, it was just, the easiest yes to ever say because they have such an incredible legacy. And one thing about Peaceville is we're in such great company. There are no bad bands on Peaceville. They really have an incredible roster.
Yeah, definitely. I think that must have felt maybe a little bit like a pinch me moment being signed to them. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, when you're doing the whole shopping a record thing, it can be very soul killing because you get, some labels try to change you. Some of them want you to wear costumes like Midnight or Slipknot or whatever. Like, you get all of these notes from these labels, and Peaceville were one of the ones that they just immediately understood what we were, and they've been great about working with us. I mean, if you see the record is really like everything that we had always written and designed it to be.
Yeah, definitely. So it feels very honest and like they didn't want you to change so much, like they would maybe not them, but how other record labels would like to
Yeah,
change bands. Yeah.
I'm honestly shocked that they said yes to everything. The front covers in gold foil, the record has a poster. We got that Starlight vinyl variant, like just
Yeah.
everything we asked for, we got. So what more can you want?
Yeah, that's awesome. And your very own talented Errol Fritz did the album artwork for Until the Midnight. Do you guys all come together to decide on what the album artwork will be, or is it just all from Errol's mind?
um yeah, I mean I just paint the fucking picture and then there it is. Then they either like it or they don't. We all agree if we want that or not. I think I didn't have like multiple paintings that we chose from. I think I just did this one and they were like, yeah, that's it.
Far
So
out.
Yeah,
I had another idea, but it ended up being in the insert of the lyric sleeve
Yeah.
and shit. So I don't know. Yeah, I didn't have like multiple options. I just kind of did that, and I kind of created a format, and then we kind of fucking rolled with that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
this one and Sextinction really fell into place. There wasn't, I mean, the minute you showed us those sick paintings of yours, we knew that they were the ones.
Yeah.
yeah, I was a little like uneasy about creating the album cover because the last cover, well, for Celestial Disease, it's kind of hard to top that and stuff. So I was like, fuck, well, what am I gonna do for this one? And it was actually pretty simple. I mean, like if you look at the painting, it's just like there's not a whole lot going on, but it says a lot.
It does. It
Uh,
catches the
you know,
eye. It's really, and it's got a lot of emotion to it as well.
yeah, like sometimes simplicity is better, than having like a full on orchestrated like masterpiece or whatever of like a huge scenery. Sometimes all you need is just something very like simple and striking, you know.
Yeah. I know it's always been deliberate with us too that we want to make records that if we were in a record store flipping through records, that ours would always stand out. So if you notice, none of our records have ever been black or white. Like the covers, always a little bit off, a little different. And that's been a conscious effort. We want to make records that stand out, because we do buy records ourselves.
Yeah. No, I think you guys definitely do that. And that's what, I dabble in a little bit of art myself, but that's what really caught my eye was this artwork. I was like, first of all, who did that? And then to find out it was Errol, I was like, oh my God, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I did the cover on the Sextinction EP
It's right behind you.
too. Yeah, it is right here. Very dark in my room, so you can't really see it, but
Yeah.
it's right there. It's a lot bigger than 7 inches.
Yeah. That's mad. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about Ossuary Lust? I probably said that wrong, and where it was filmed.
It was filmed in a church, which is located in a cemetery, like 5 minutes from my place. And yeah, we just fucking we broke into this little chapel and we just started filming. And nobody stopped us. No priests walked in and tried to throw holy water on us or whatever the fuck. I think they were too scared. They have cameras in there, so I'm sure they knew what was happening, but they're probably there's some exorcism going on. We can't disturb them, or they're just. It was in a cemetery, so they're like, oh, they're mourning. This is how they mourn. They just fucking they crawl all over the ground and shit. So they can't judge us. I mean,
No, no.
so
Oh, that's awesome. So you did actually break in because I read that you guys broke into that church, but so you actually that's that's pretty cool.
We were definitely not welcomed there, and then in the Until the Night video, there were many crimes committed on camera. Even
Oh,
it's you can't legally throw Molotov cocktails around town.
so yes. Well, maybe we shouldn't talk about that on all the crimes you've committed. No.
Oh yeah.
Uh, the new album is also produced by Bill Matoya. What was that like working with him?
Well, that was incredible, and again, so we had written the album. I want to say the majority of it in 2020 and 2021. We recorded it with Bill ourselves. We self-funded the recording, and we did it. I want to say in the end of 2022, 2023. So the record was recorded over a little over a year ago. But Bill was the most obvious. Again, just like how Peaceful was such a quick yes for us. To work with Bill Matoyer, the guy's a legend. His resume speaks for itself. The early Slayer and Wasp, and I mean, he practically pioneered the Los Angeles heavy sound. And then on top of that, too, Bill is just so much fun. we hit it off with Bill. Every time we're around Hollywood, we'll just go to his house and get
Oh,
wild and drink cheap vodka with him.
that's awesome. Yeah, there's no better person than to have produced, and it's lucky that you've been able to get in contact with him and put it to him.
Yeah, yeah, we got lucky. That all came through our manager, who's the singer of Cattle Decapitation. They did a record with Bill.
Yeah. What sets new Skeletal Faces apart from the trending artists of today?
I mean,
Everything.
almost everything. Everything. I mean, because we're going against the grain of like goth and metal and punk. So, and those are all the genres that we kind of encompass or whatever. So we don't really fit into either current trends of those genres. So, like, our our music is better heard than described. So it's really hard to really talk about like what is it that sets us apart and stuff. Like, so I don't know. Oh, we're too heavy for goth, and then we're too goth for metal, and I don't know. We're not political enough for punk, so. But I don't know. Like, people seem to like it.
One of my favorite quotes is I saw someone said that New Skeletal Faces concerts are where goths go to get beat up in the mosh pit, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's hard as a listener to put you guys into a box and say that you're definitely this genre or that genre. I think you guys are kind of creating your own sort of movement, which is really cool as well, because it seems like you guys take inspiration from a whole bunch of different artists. On that, can you tell me some of your inspirations musically?
Here we go.
Um, Celtic Frost, Killing Joke, David Bowie, PIL, The Cure. I don't know. That's just to name a few.
All the good ones.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing though, because it seems that almost none of the goths seemingly are aware that Roz's second band, Shadow Project, was bridging goth and metal in the 80s. So obviously we're aware of that, and with New Skeletal Faces, we're bringing in a lot of influence. I think we're all big fans of that catalyst period in like the early 80s to about like we'll say like 81 to like 87, when genres were all forming and like genre lines didn't really mean as much,
Mhm.
because in that time period is when you got everything that we love. You got The Cure, you got Motley Crue, you got Bathory and Venom, like Celtic Frost, that all, Christian Death, 45 Grave, they all spawned at that same time. And they were all listening to each other too. I mean, most of the old black metal guys were big fans of Sisters of Mercy and Susie and the Banshees and all that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I think that's really a good point, is that everyone takes inspiration from everyone. And like you said, it's hard to define. Like the genres at the moment mean a lot to people, but it's hard when you don't fit into one certain box. Or yeah. What's the key to keeping a band together?
Oh, uh,
Well, we could barely keep our band together.
Oh,
yeah. We're lucky there's only three of us. I mean, truthfully, I've always kind of ended up in three pieces, and I find that that's like almost a magical number. Too many members and things get really complicated. And then there's just too much like too much influence coming from other areas. But I don't know. I mean, because we've been doing this now like 7 years for
yeah.
New Skeletal Faces, which is I don't know. I get asked that sometimes by like other bands, and The honest answer is I really don't know.
Do you think good communication, obviously, like you guys, and you all get along, I presume?
Yeah, I mean, communication is a big part of it. You know, when if someone doesn't communicate in the band, it's a big problem.
Yeah, I can imagine. Where did the name New Skeletal Faces come from? You've probably
Orchestrate the name, like you know, it literally just came to me, like, and it just sounded cool, like honestly, like,
Isn't
but
it extraterrestrial like
yeah,
influence?
that if you want to, yeah, the meaning of the name kind of came after it, or I don't know, but like new skeletal faces is kind of like a new like species uh that are not human that sort of take over the earth. I don't know. I just feel like humans are very insignificant, and these new skeletal faces are like a superior uh, entity from like another dimension, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, that's
So
really,
I don't know.
no, that's really cool. I like that. And what impression do you guys hope you'll leave on listeners?
Mm,
Um,
I'll let you go.
I mean, when you listen to the music, I want you to like, you know, feel something. Like when I listen to music, uh, you know, it makes me want to fucking do something, you know,
Mhm.
uh, like physical or something, like, you know. So it's better when music is. It's not you're not just listening to it, like,
Mhm.
but when you listen to it, maybe you want to. I don't know. Like, it'll make you either want to dance or dress a certain way, or act a certain way, live a certain lifestyle. So to me, like our music sort of it kind of pops out of the canvas, and I want like that to. I want people to, when they listen to it, to like sort of become the music that they're hearing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like really feel it, I guess, as well, is what I'm getting from that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's where I just hope that people feel something. Sometimes that, can be good or bad, but I think things are just so mundane lately, and I'm no expert on the current happenings in music, but a lot of what I hear doesn't really inspire me or like a lot of things don't have a lot of impact. So I hope that we do, and that could be positive or negative.
Yeah, no, that's a really good answer too. I think, yeah, I feel the same way. Definitely that a lot of things, particularly a lot of music that at the moment does not really garner a reaction from me. So it has to hit hard on an emotional level, or otherwise I have to connect with it. Yeah, to really get something from it. New skeletal faces mean to both of you?
Oh, God,
um
practically consumed our lives for the last 7 years. So it's pretty significant thing, and I think things are just only continuing to spread like some sort of virus. So it's just going to get bigger and uh, dirtier. I don't know, but it's definitely an all-encompassing thing. That's one thing about being a three piece is like literally everything you see that the band does, it all comes from us. Our earlier music videos, like the Banshee Sextume one, we filmed it, we edited it. All of our like design elements on our records, it's all just done by us. Primarily, Errol and I pretty much handle everything when it comes to this band.
Wow. Yeah, so it's definitely like a big DIY for you guys in terms of doing absolutely everything. And that really resonates with audiences as well and fans. They can see when you've done everything yourself and you're not always pushed by a label and things like that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, with the new record, we delivered it to Peaceville as like I mean, Errol painted it. All of the graphic design was done in-house. Like I did it all on this same computer. We delivered a full rec to them. Like none of it
All right.
came from anywhere else. And that's always been the way. I mean, I can't really see us ever shying away from that sort of DIY uh mentality, you know. I mean, especially too with everyone messing around with things like AI and all that. Like, we're just not interested in that. We'd rather
Good.
do things the old way.
Yeah.
Should have some pretty big announcements coming soon. And when we recorded Until the Night, we actually there was 4 tracks that are not on the full length. You know, you always write and record more than what's on the record.
Yeah.
So one of those tracks will be coming out very early next year, which is an unreleased song, an unreleased original too. And then yeah, there's going to be a lot more touring and a lot going on with this band.
Yeah, fantastic. We really hope we can catch you sometime in Australia, like we were talking about earlier. Yeah, I know the logistics of that is huge, but sometime we're all, yeah, you'd have a big crowd here. We all love you guys.
We'd love to get down there. Like I told you, I've been on the west coast of Australia and I loved it. It was
Yeah.
such a great time. But and you know, us being a smaller band, just being 3 people, it's not I wouldn't say it's out of the cards to think we couldn't get down there, you know, at some point.
Yeah. No, awesome. And where can we watch and stream your music and keep up with new Skeletal Faces?
The best
YouTube,
uh,
Instagram, we're on everything.
You're on everything.
yeah.
Spotify, like yeah. So
I don't
yeah.
even know. I'm not even aware of all the like places you can stream us, but it's everywhere. I mean, it's services I've never even heard of.
Yeah.
But as far as keeping up with the band, the most updated places are always going to be the band's Instagram, and then like our website is actually I keep that pretty up to date. Like you could go on there and see uh flyers from every single show we've ever played. Sorry, but yeah, we're doing the Pacific Northwest. These are wrapping up our record release shows. We've announced that we have Las Vegas. Well, that's in 2 weeks. I don't know if you're even aware of that, Errol. 2 weeks. So we have that, and then come around February, you should see a lot more coming up with us. Pretty much from February till summer, we're just gonna people are gonna be tired of hearing our name.
That's good. Well, thank you guys so much for sitting down with us at Heavy today. We hope you have a wonderful future ahead of you touring, and we look forward to seeing more from you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.